Hello, all, and thank you for joining us again for our Stayntouch PMS product demonstration. My name is Aldrich Schultz. I'm going to be presenting our products for you today, and we'll go ahead and jump in to get you started. To start out with, let's discuss a little bit about the Stayntouch PMS. The Stayntouch PMS was built to amplify your hotel operations. We have great technology that will be guest centric around how you operate around your guests, really changing the way that you hotel today. Our mission is meant to empower hoteliers with technology that enables them to deliver really whatever service that they desire and can cook up in their operations. So Stayntouch does serve hundreds of hotels across the U.S. and the European market, also around the world. We're freeing hotels from legacy systems and allowing them to really establish their service with very guest centric, easy to use hospitality technology for both the guest user as well as the staff. SandTouch is a fully connected and unburdened technology that allows hoteliers to, one, empower guests by really optimizing different experiences, giving the guests the power to choose, and really enabling hoteliers to cook up any dream in terms of an experience for their guests. We also help to empower operators by maximizing revenue. So there's lots of revenue generating opportunities in here, which we're going to see, as well as allowing hoteliers to manage everything from the rooms all the way down to non-room ancillary products directly within the PMS and turning the PMS from a cost center into a revenue generator, so a way to monetize really every aspect of the experience. As well, we're empowering staff. With easy to use technology, it's going to be simple and intuitive for new staff to learn. So you can adopt the product within just a few hours, and then in a matter of days, becoming an expert through multiple modules. It's easy to get the product implemented through our very simple and direct implementation process, as well as having very impeccable support that's available to you 24 by 7 by 365. From there, Stayntouch is providing a complete guest-centric experience. So we empower your guests with a choice in their welcome and departure experience that never misses a mark. So we have the mobile functionality that's going to be available to your guests to be able to do mobile check-in and check-out, as well as the kiosk interface, which allows your guests to do the check-in, check-out, as well as other things that we're going to see in the demonstration. All these experiences can be personalized to offer add-ons, which is a great revenue generating opportunity for hotels. You can also include different technology and experiences like ID scanning, facial recognition, and this technology also helps to cut down on long lines and provide your guests with a more seamless experience to your staff. A couple of things that you can look forward to with Stayntouch is having your front desk up and ready to go within a matter of 2 days, which is essentially important, especially nowadays with staffing shortages. It's becoming more and more important for staff to be onboarded very quickly, and that also adds to our reduction in costs so that you can get your staff trained and ready to go on the product. This also leads to a 70% reduction in staff check-in with all the options that your guests are going to have available. They can choose to do, of course, the mobile check-in, kiosk check-in, as well as having staff assist the guests in their check-in and check-out processes through a really easy to use product. Here, you're able to actually look into expanding your labor pool because you can actually bring in talented individuals that have no hotel experience to adopt, yet again, a very easy to navigate system with lots of advanced automation built in and really easy to use modules that can be added in for training. Maximize ownership experience includes different things like helping owners to maximize their earning potential, profitability, and the power to deliver on a great experience at every touch point. So, being that we have hotel groups that are interested in PMS systems, we do have enhanced multi-property functionality that allows hoteliers to look at reporting, get easy access to all of their properties, as well as share data across those properties and maximize revenue earning potential throughout those properties as well. And let's talk about reliability. Being that Stayntouch is actually built off of the run on the AWS platform, our reliability is at 99.97%, and we have amazing integrations right now, over 1,100 integrations that allow you to connect to multiple systems that further enhance the guest experience as well as the staff experience. Security is not an issue as well from all of our different compliances, and the system is easy to scale based off of our architecture. So you can grow with Stayntouch, implementing this product from one simple hotel or operation to large scale hotel groups that are complex. Let's go ahead and jump into our product demonstration where I'm going to go through all of these amazing tools that we've just illustrated, and you can get a better idea of what Stayntouch will have to offer. All right. So as we're taking a look at the Stayntouch PMS here, you're actually welcomed to the Stayntouch dashboard. Now, this dashboard is going to be a little different from what you've seen in other PMS products, and that's because we are going to be a cloud-based PMS system, and this system was also designed to be very touch-centric. So you see large formatted buttons that are color-coded. All these really identify different guest experiences so your staff can build a very quick connection to the different experiences just by getting a glance at the screen. This is basically going to be a snapshot of what's going on in the hotel for the day. So we can understand if a front desk agent is coming in and they're taking a look at the PMS as they're logging in, they'll be able to see they have 25 arrivals. Not yet any mobile check-ins, but we can see that any of the mobile check-ins that are actually completed at the hotel will actually go into the mobile check-in queue here. We see queued reservations just in case any guests need to be checked in based off of the rooms not yet being ready. As well, we can see that we have 22 stayover guests there coded in blue. 2 departures. We have a couple of VIP guests as well, indicated here in the yellow. And then not yet any late checkouts, but we're going to actually take a look at some of those experiences coming up. Going down from there, we also see our occupancy, so we can take a look at what our occupancy looks like for the day, as well as for the next couple of days, month to date, and for the year. Down from there, we also have some color-coded buttons that indicate your occupied rooms, your vacant ready rooms, so we know which ones are inspected, as well as your vacant not ready rooms and your out of order rooms, as you can see here. Each one of these tiles will allow you to very quickly access any of these areas because they are basically quick links. So for instance, if I do click on the arrivals button, it'll quickly take me to my list of arrivals where I can see all of those arrivals in alphabetical order, as well as take a look at different things like group affiliation. I can see confirmation numbers, and we can see all sorts of things in here. If we scroll down, I actually have a couple reservations in here for myself, so you'll be able to see a couple of key indicators that we have available on different reservations, like a VIP indicator, as well as a repeat guest indicator, the blue bubble that represents how many times a guest has stayed with you in the past. Everything again is color coded, so you can easily identify things like arrival guests, which is notated by the green box and the arrow pointing down. That means that guest is going to be due in. As well, if we go back to the dashboard and we take a look at stayovers, I'm going to click on the tile. We can see here that our stayovers are indicated with a blue box with a circle. So your staff, again, is able to very easily identify things very quickly by just using the system for just a matter of a few hours to pick up things. Okay, we can also see some statistics here. Really quickly, we'll take a look at what the ADR looks like for the day. Our upsell target for any room upgrades, we can see that we've met our target by 30. We're getting to our target by $30 here. We've done an upgrade, as well as the rate of the day. We're looking at the comp rate, but we can actually customize this to show whatever rate that you like. If that's going to be your best available rate or your rack rate or whatever rate it is, you can actually program it to have it directly in the dashboard there. Okay. Look at it down below. I do want to hint at this. We do have a banner here that comes up just about every 3 weeks. We do a 3-week cycle where we upgrade the system, and that's included in your subscription. So you get access to all the new releases for the Stayntouch PMS, and that is delivered to your staff in a convenient, detailed list of releases. So as you can see here, we have all the release notes of all the products that have been released and added to the system, and how-tos, snapshots, and we also make a video webinar on that so we can illustrate exactly how those new features are going to be utilized in the PMS. Okay, so you're always up to date in the Stayntouch PMS with included upgrades and enhancements. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of other things on the dashboard. We do have a live search here that really helps with searching with reservations. So you can actually just type this in, much like a browser experience. It's going to be super easy to use. As you can see, I put in my last name. I see all the reservations that I have for today, and then color coding again here. So just by looking at these reservations, I can tell one is a stayover, one is a departure, and two are arrivals. Okay. This search can actually be used for anything. As you can see here, it's identifying a couple of things that you can search by, like a group name, room number, confirmation number. You can use first name, last name, city, really anything, and it's going to pull up that information. Like I said, a lot like a search bar in a browser. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of other filters that we have here. So we have the ability to filter by room, date, and then a really quick way to make a new reservation, which we're going to get to in a second. But we do have some hidden features available to you because we've done a great job of making this dashboard really clear and simple to read. So we can take a look at our availability tab here at the upper right-hand corner. So a user can just click on that and we'll be able to take a look at your availability. Okay, so we can see rates here. Of course, you can customize whatever rate you want to see in here. So if you want to see the best available rate, you can see that in there, as well as the occupancy. So you can take a look at occupancy levels by percentage, room inventory, availability, and everything is collapsible, so you can fit lots and lots of details and data on one screen without making it look too cluttered. Okay, all of these tiles actually double as a booking mechanism as well, so you can actually click into any one of these tiles to take you directly to the booking process. So if you want to book a Superior King for the Tuesday or Thursday, you can actually just click in there and it'll take you through the booking process. So lots of multi-functionality built into the system to make it really, really easy for your staff to learn this and get going right away on whatever your guest needs are. Let's go ahead and take a look at the menu stack on the upper left-hand corner. And if you pull that out, you'll actually be able to see a full list of amazing tools and modules for you to operate the hotel. And we're going to be able to go through that as well. Let's go ahead and take a look really quickly at a new reservation. Now, new reservations are made simply on the dashboard, but they can be made from various other areas like the menu. But if you click on that new button, it'll take you to find your rooms and rates. So you just put in your arrival date, how many nights the guest is staying, and the departure date will update automatically, as you can see there. You can book specific room types and or a number of different rooms. You can customize how many rooms you can book up to. But everything beyond that is optional. These other options will allow you to do a quick profile search or pull negotiated contract rates, travel agent rates, as well as group rooms, allotment rooms, promotions, so on and so forth, as well as member designated rates as well. Let's go ahead and find our rooms and rates based off of the 2-night search. And we can take a look here to see our rate plans, or we can display this by room types if we want to see the availability first. Okay. From there, I can go ahead and click on the drop down to select one of the rooms that I desire to book, that my guest desires to book, and I can take a look at all of the eligible rooms that we have available. Okay. From there, we can select the bar rate, as well as being directed to enhancements. So this is a great way for your staff to be driven through a process that really enhances the hotel's revenue earning potential, because you're being taken to your enhancements next, which are great ways to add on those non-room ancillary products. This is also great for different experiences. If you do have experiences, you can see here, this hotel is selling a golf package, gourmet cooking classes. So really amazing ways to entice your guests to do different items, to add on different items to earn the hotel more revenue. Okay, let's go ahead and add a bike rental. Just for an example, we can see that's been added on for an additional $15 per night. We can go ahead and continue booking at that point, where we'll do a simple profile search for the guests. Now here, I'm gonna just use my name, because we have some good information in there based off of profile. So we'll do a quick profile search here. And based off of that, the system is doing a live profile search. So we see two possible matches. And I did this so you can see that there are actually two different profiles in here. Both for me, but you can see that we have images on here, so you can actually scan IDs and or upload guest images. So you can have, so you can be able to identify the guests. That's really, really a neat tool, or access to photos that really enhance your guest recognition. As well, we're able to identify repeat guests again here with the blue bubble, VIP guests. We can easily get some information from the guests to identify which profile belongs to them by matching perhaps a city location, email address, last time they stayed. But here we also do have built into the system profile matching and merging. So you are able to merge duplicate profiles should that occur. All right, so we can select any one of these profiles, or we can do a new guest profile. I'm going to select my profile there with all that good stay history. We can see a reservation summary there that details what the reservation has on it. So we're booking for 2 nights. We can see our room type, executive 2-queen bed, the rate, add-ons. We can also add billing information should we need to do any routing. So we can select and add additional routing based off of companies, affiliated groups, so on and so forth. We can route to another guest, a house account, group account, whatever we need to. Okay. From there, we can have different requirements. So a deposit requirement, cancellation requirement can be placed on those different rate plans. We'll go ahead and collect a credit card for the reservation. I already have one on file, so we can add that. And we can choose to pay the deposit now or later. We'll do it later. In this case, I can send a confirmation as well as add an additional email should we need to send another email to maybe an additional guest that's booking, and go ahead and confirm the reservation. So we see our unique confirmation number applied to the reservation. As well, we have quick access to the guest profile should we need to make any more changes. So you can see here, I'm actually pulling on this little tab, and it's just a little shade that you can pull down and get full access to the guest profile. So we can click on that. You can see all the contact information in here, likes and preferences. You can customize these preferences and room features, wallet information, so we can save payment details, and we are PCI compliant. So we don't save any credit card information. Everything is tokenized in the system. We have basic loyalty information that you can add here to recognize those programs for your guests, statistical data based off of your guest productivity. All of this information is exportable out of the system, as well as an activity log, notes and files. You can actually attach files here and save items directly to the cloud based off of the guest profile. Okay. So from this, let's go back out to the dashboard. Okay. And we can actually take a quick look at a check-in. We're going to actually look at a couple of different experiences for check-in, and that's going to be here for staff assisted. We'll also look at a check-in for mobile, how the guests can do a mobile check-in, as well as a mobile checkout and a kiosk check-in. Okay, so from here, let's go ahead and do a staff check-in. So any of your guests can actually come up to the front desk at the hotel, or you can have a roaming agent that's just anywhere in the lobby on a tablet, on a phone, because Stayntouch PMS is a cloud-based system that is device and operating system agnostic. That means, of course, you can use it on any device as well as any operating system. So I'm using this on my MacBook, using it also as well on my favorite browser, Chrome, but you can use this on your PC, your iPad, your Android tablet, your Samsung phone, your iPhone, whatever it is. So I'm going to go ahead. The guest is going to provide me some information, such as the last name. So I'm going to go ahead and gather that. And from there, we'll be able to take a look at our reservations. Of course, again, they're color coded here. So I'll go ahead and pick the reservation that the guest is checking into. That'll open up our stay card and give us any requirements right off the bat, what's needed for this reservation. So here I can see a deposit is required. I can collect that deposit, or I can do it later. I'm not going to collect it right now, so I'm just going to close this. But it makes it really simple, of course, to see any deposit requirements, any fees associated with that as well, just in case that's something that needs to be set up also. Okay. From there, we can take a look at a couple of things on the reservation. Because these are very guest-centric uh, modules, you can see here that the guests it will be displayed for the guests their current reservations as well as their history. So we can see all the past reservations in case we need to really quickly get to those. Maybe go to one of them based off of a confirmation number and pull an old invoice. But there are lots of ways that we can do that as well. Okay. We can go back to this. We can take a look at a couple things like actions. These are different items that we can actually assign to different departments. So for instance, if I want housekeeping to, let's go ahead and deliver to extra. Let into the room. We'll put a due time. Let's say we want that at 1 p.m. We'll go ahead and post that action. And you can actually continue adding these, but these are actionable items that you can actually schedule to go out to different departments. So we can have housekeeping get that perhaps on an hourly basis so they can go ahead and execute these different actions. As well, let's go ahead and add a note here. Let's say, maybe not my birthday, but hey, could be. We can say happy birthday, free drink at the bar. Okay, we can even put that as an action as well. If we need to do that as an action to, let's say, the food and beverage department, or the bar or the restaurant, we can do that as well. Add that in as an action so they can get that notification and be aware of this guest receiving a drink. Okay, we can also notice a couple of other things on the stay card here. This is the guest reservation. We can quickly again go to the profile, see anything that we need to change. We see a push pin here, so that automatically indicates. We actually train the staff around this because we are aware that people are used to different legacy systems and what they do, but Stayntouch is very intuitive. We train staff to look for these key indicators, so you can tell if there are notes on the guest profile. We can tell that we have some notes here in the profile. Maybe we need to be aware of those. We'll take a look at that. We see a push pin here that indicates actions and notes on the reservation. We can take a look at those. But as you can take a look at this screen here, it's a very attractive screen. So this is something that you can actually use on a tablet in front of your guests, and you don't have to worry about information being too revealing. You can have that VIP check-in experience where you can check your guests in, and really anywhere, glass of champagne, walk them to the elevator, cut their keys right on the iPad. A really, really seamless experience, and again, allowing you to really dream up whatever arrival, departure, or in-between experience that you want for your guests. Let's go ahead and do the check-in here. So we'll go ahead to the check-in button. We'll see any required information that we need to put in. Go ahead and submit that. As well, we'll see any available rooms. So we don't have any available rooms just yet. We can actually update this to show some rooms that are not ready. We see some that are vacant but not ready, and then one that's vacant that's inspected there. But we also do have some upgrades. So from the staff-facing side, this also will present opportunities for you to upgrade the guests into different room types. As you can see here, the guests will be able to see pictures. So you can flip the tablet around, or your touchscreen monitor, or wherever you are, you can actually show the guests any of those rooms that you still have available for upgrades. The guests can choose an upgrade. We'll go ahead and choose that. It's a beautiful suite. We can do a digital signature capture right on screen, or you can print out a traditional registration card if you want. You can go ahead and print that. And these are translatable. As you can see, our stationery is translatable, so you can set up preferred languages to actually print that out for your guests, have them sign it. Also view your terms and conditions right on screen. Okay, we can go ahead and agree to those, as well as you can adding any additional charges, collecting any deposits, so on and so forth. Any of that can be, we can add a new credit card in here. But we'll complete the check-in. You can be prompted to insert the card, swipe the card. Here we're going to cut keys, so you can select which encoder, how many keys you want, and then the guest is checked in. Okay. As you can see, we can go back to the stay card. That button for check-in is now checked out, so we can see the guest is now in-house and good to go. All right. So from there, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of our other experiences. I'm going to switch over to our mobile check-in and checkout. So with our mobile check-in, guests, you are able to customize an arrival experience through email, or you can do direct links that you can embed on your website, your app, whatever it is you like. So customize the experience based on, your verbiage, your images, font, logos, so on and so forth. So it basically looks like an extension of your hotel website. Here, the guest will put in their departure date, as well as the last four digits of the credit card they have on file. They'll be able to view their stay details, rate, your terms and conditions right on screen, agree to those. From there, we'll continue and put in the arrival time. So we can see that it's 11:28 hotel local time. We can go ahead and actually put in what time we plan on coming in for the day. I'll go ahead and put in 1:30. We can put in a comment. Maybe. Okay, so we'll put that in. And so we can see that based off of the arrival time, this is going to be early, so we can purchase the early check-in. If that doesn't work, then we can go back and change our arrival time. So I'll go ahead and actually change that maybe to a little later. Put that in. Okay. From there, we'll go ahead and see that we can enhance our stay with different package add-ons. So the guests will be, of course, able to add on different items. So we can add on that breakfast. I can continue adding on different items, perhaps, if I'm going ahead and do a valet. I can choose how many vehicles I'm going to be doing. So we'll add that on as well. And we can also collect vehicle information with the purchase of uh, a car add-on or a parking add-on. From there, let's go ahead and, okay, so we may be having some issues with what time we selected, but well, let's go ahead and take a look at our other options here. So we do have our checkout as well. So from the checkout, we'll be able to actually put in the guest room number. As you can see here, I should do 110. And based off of that, the guests will be presented options. And these are customized links. So the guests will receive these via email, or they can go to your website and use the embedded link that we can provide as well. Here we can do the checkout now or checkout later. I'll go ahead and choose the checkout later, which will present different options for me to choose for late checkout. All these are customizable, of course. So let's say if we do the 8 p.m., we can see we can get a thank you there. And we can also look at some additional checkout options. So of course, that's automatically updated. If I go back to my dashboard, I can actually see here we have one late checkout. And that's actually been updated to an 8 p.m. departure time. So everything is going to be live in here, as well as through the mobile check-in experience as well. So once a guest goes through this, everything's updated in real time. And if we go ahead and take a look at the checkout now options, you can see here that the guest can actually view a full copy of their bill, as well as being able to accept those charges and check out immediately. And we do have an add charges section here for guests that want to add on things like minibar charges if they're checking out prior to going to perhaps the front desk before anybody can actually add those. They can add them in. This is, of course, based off of hotel requirements. So if this is something that you'd like, you can activate this. Everything, like I said, is meant to be customized for your guest experience. Okay. So if we do decide to perhaps accept these charges, we can take a look at those, add a card. And as you can see, the checkout is going to be completed, and then the guest will be emailed an invoice based off of the charges on the bill. All right. So really seamless. This is an appless experience, so no need for the guests to even download an app. Everything is meant to be done via URL for the best adoption on those experiences. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look back. If we go ahead and look now, that late checkout is gone because we actually did do a complete checkout. But any of the charges that are affiliated with mobile check-in and late checkout, such as the upsells, the late checkout purchase, the early check-in purchase, all of those are immediately added to the guest bill. And you can have automatic authorization or deposit collection based off of any of those activities. For the mobile check-in, I did want to add that this can incorporate a mobile key so the guests can have a completely contactless check-in where they complete their check-in. The system can automate the check-in process, so assign the guest a room, check the guest a room without any staff intervention. As well, the guest can be notified that their room is ready, what their room number is. They can receive the email registration, as well as a mobile key or instructions on how to pick up a key when they get to the property. Okay. From there, let's go ahead and take a look at the guest kiosk. Now, the kiosk is going to be a self-service option, and the kiosk is really meant to be uh, an additional option for your guests, not to remove uh, opportunities from your staff, but to give your guests, like I said, another option. As you can see in this particular example, this is actually Vondel Park, one of our customers in Europe. They actually started out with one kiosk and added two additional because it was really a great adoption process for them and really helped them enhance their services. Their guests are able to do check in, check out, and pick up keys. As you can see here, they have a key encoder, a payment device, and the iPad there with some extra keys and envelopes so the guests can actually do self-service. But in this example, they actually have it with their staff. So they're using it along with their staff and just engaging with their guests a little differently. As you can see, the young lady is assisting with the check-in process. They're probably going through terms and conditions and whatnot, but there's also a guest standing to her right that is I'm sorry, standing to her right, uh, that is going through the check-in process. So they're actually using it in tandem. But this is a self-service option that does allow you to have the guests come up. It's intuitive enough for the guests to do their own check-in, check-out, key pickup, as well as create their own reservation. From there, let's go ahead and take a look at the kiosk functionality. And I have one set up here so you can see the different options that we have available. With this, we have key pickup, of course. So if the guest does a check-in, let's say via mobile, or they need to pick up extra physical keys, they can always come back down to the kiosk and cut their own keys. As well, we have the check-in option for the guest to do a complete check-in, check-out, as well as book their reservation. So we can attach your booking engine here, or we can switch this to a walk-in feature that allows you to designate a specific room that your guests can either select or upgrade into and create their own reservation and go ahead and actually check in simultaneously. So this is a complete self-service option that can be really combined with your staff or that the guests can do completely on their own. And this is the perfect tool for hotels that are experiencing things like staffing shortages. Okay. So this would be an option for you to place in hotels, especially since we actually have a couple of hotels that are using this as an option where they don't operate the hotel at all with any staff. The only staff they have on site is going to be housekeeping, for instance. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at what a check-in looks like for this. The guests will come up and they'll be able to do click on the check-in option. They can enter their last name. From there, we'll go ahead and click next, and we can put in our departure date, number of nights. We can actually include some other authentication points like the guest email or confirmation number if they want to use those. So I'll put in my departure date. From there, I'll be able to see my reservation details. Okay, so my estimated cost of stay is going to be listed there. I can click next, take a look at the hotel's terms and conditions right on screen, agree to those. And because I'm actually a VIP guest, the VIP status is attached to my profile. I'll have an early check-in. So I'm eligible for an early check-in. I can continue with that. And keep in mind, this is an immediate check-in. The guest is actually on property doing the check-in right in the lobby space. We can add different things. So again, great ways to add on those ancillary purchases. So we're seeing hotels get a great return on investment just with the upsell options, the upgrades, early check-in, late checkout purchases really result in an entirely different additional stream of revenue. Okay, so we can add those on. Also, the guests can cut keys directly from the kiosk, or we can have a mobile key delivery. We'll go ahead and make the key. It'll illustrate how to do that. Success. And I'll also receive a digital registration card sent to me via email, so I can use the email that I have on file, send that over, and complete the check-in. As simple as that, check-in can be done. In that process, we can also do include a credit card capture, so you can swipe a credit card right there at the kiosk, and also incorporate in, like I said earlier, ID scanning and facial recognition into our mobile check-in, this kiosk check-in, as well as ID scanning in the staff assisted check-in. A couple other things I do want to point out, this is also a customizable experience. So the flow, the different options that you have available are completely up to you, as well as the color, look, and feel can be designed to look like an extension of your hotel website. As well, we do have some translatable options. So this is a great option for uh, international guests that perhaps come over and want to go through this experience in their preferred language. This takes the place of if you running really short on staff and you don't have anyone to really translate, and you get a lot of customers that speak a certain language that you've just that you're not able to have staff to support. This is a great tool for you to be able to go through, set up, and have those guests do check-in, check-out, key pickup, and just add another layer of great service at your property. So this is our kiosk. Okay, let's go ahead back to the dashboard here, where we'll go through a couple of other tools. Okay, and I'm gonna go into our menu stack. So from our menu stack, we'll be able to look at a couple of other options here. So I'm going to start at the front desk, and this is going to be our diary that we're starting at next. But as you can see here, we actually have a couple of other ways that you can create a new reservation, really tucked into the system in different ways, so that the staff always has access to being able to do that. Let's go ahead and take a look at the room diary, which is going to be somewhat familiar to hotel users as a tape chart, but our diary is going to add a lot of functionality in here to really support your staff in doing multiple things. So in this, we can actually stay in view mode, which will allow us to do a couple of things here. So we can click on reservations. And from here, we can actually extend the reservation with just a drag and a drop. So as you can see, I can extend that reservation out by just dragging that out. We can save those. Okay, we can update that reservation. We can have an automatic authorization in that as well. From there, we can also do things like a room move. So I can click on that guest reservation, move the guest into another room. All right, so we'll get a couple of options there to move the guest into. We can just select one of those and complete a really quick room move. From there, we can also do booking. So I can switch over from view to book mode. And this allows me to put in dates and/or time, because our system is a little unique here, where we actually have fully baked hourly technology that allows you to have your rooms booked on an hourly basis. So this is a great opportunity for what's now being mostly used by airport hotels, because guests are really only needing rooms or spaces to relax, refresh for a few hours. So they're able to actually maximize on the revenue earning potential by putting their guests into rooms for only the time that they need it, and moving on with their day, either leaving the airport or going to their next flight or connection. So here we can actually put in that date range, find rooms, and we'll see exactly where we can book rooms within the space from there. Okay, so that's our booking ability. Let's go ahead and take a look at a couple other things that we can do in this screen. We can also really quickly update room status. So I can click on the room to take a look at room status, update that if I'm going to be inspecting, if I'm going to push that to clean, or if we're maybe having any issues where we need to change the service status and put this room out of order, out of service. We can quickly do that, put in a date range, and follow through on that. All right, from there, we can take a look at our guests that we have arriving for the day. As you can see, our icons indicate exactly how many guests we have that have yet to be assigned rooms, and we have 22 guests that need to be assigned different rooms. The auto assign button makes it really simple to go ahead and push those rooms out into reservations based off of that. So we can go ahead and do auto assignment as well as pre-registration, where if you're doing traditional registration cards, you can do a bulk printing of the registration cards and have your guests already in-house, already assigned to rooms and ready to go. All right. Let's go ahead and switch this over to our day use mode. I just want to show you this really quickly, where you can actually, of course, put in your desired time to actually find availability for different rooms based off of an hourly schedule. So here I can see that uh, everything's based off an hourly schedule. I can see how much it costs for that amount of time. And as I extend, the prices will update automatically based off of that. And we'll continue with the book. And you can see that change from 45 to 95. So very intuitive technology that allows you to also maximize your revenue earning potential with rooms if you want to do hourly bookings. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of other features from there. We do have a quick way to do posting charges. So this will suffice if you really only have a couple products that you want to sell across the hotel. And you don't really need a POS. You can actually put in the guest room number and or name. So if I don't know the guest room number, I can just put in their name. We can see some reservations come up. Remember, we can identify what status the room is in by the color coding. We see these are stayovers. We can select a guest. We can select our products. We can put things in favorites. So if you have anything in favorites, these are probably the items that we sell the most of. So I can go ahead and add a couple things to the guest stay, post that really quickly, and it's an instant room charge to the guest. Okay, and we can post another charge or we can close the window. So really quick way to do posting of charges. We also support accounts. So for billing, we have house accounts and group accounts that you can utilize for billing purposes. Let's look at the end of the day. For end of day, we can actually set this to automatic. For my particular hotel, I have this set to run every day at 1:15 a.m. So this is able to run in the background. Staff can still stay in the system. There's just a gentle reminder once the process completes to refresh the PMS to the new business date. So this is a great process that really only takes a matter of minutes instead of legacy systems where you shut the whole system down and it really interrupts you from doing anything. Uh, so we really wanted to get rid of that and do something that was really simple and still allowed the staff to work through this process that really only takes just a few minutes to complete. Okay, let's take a look at a couple of other things. We're going to go into groups. From Stayntouch, you're able to fully manage your groups. So as you can see here, we have a couple of groups that are actually created here. We're going to take a look at our Keystone Committee meeting. And here in this particular group, you can see a summary page. So in here, we have group contact information. We're able to do billing information where we can do routing and billing according to if we need to route all charges to a master, a group account, split the charges between the group and guests, but a number of different things you can do in terms of billing and routing in the group section here, as well as building out your group block from and to date, shoulder dates so that your guests can stay outside of those group block dates if they need to extend a little longer or stay a little earlier than the group. You don't have to create duplicate reservations. You can actually create one reservation that stays through on either end of that group block. An automated release date that releases the rooms not picked up back to general house inventory. And then you have the option of doing a custom and or group rate, or if you actually connect any other profiles. As you can see, I have a company profile attached to my group block here. I'm actually getting that company contract rate. So this allows you to also pull in rates from contracts on companies, travel agents, as well as group rates that you built, and a custom rate should you decide to do a custom rate per room type per day. All right. From there, you can also do add-ons. So packages are going to be super easy for you to add on to your groups. So if the entire group perhaps needs bike rentals, they're here to rest, relax, and also exercise. You can do bikes for everyone. You can do breakfast for everyone to get their energy in the morning. So it's really super easy to actually add on different packages in the group as well. All right. From there, you have a rooming list, and we can actually add in our rooming list with different guest names. We can also come in here and edit guest names, check in the whole group, check out the whole group, auto assign. Maybe if we need to update names, we can see those there. Add in accompanying guests if we have roommates. It's going to be super easy to do as well. Okay, so everything you really need to do your group blocks is going to be listed in here, as well as things like notes and files. You can add different notes, as well as attach files directly into the system by dragging and dropping or uploading them directly from your system. Okay. From there, let's take a look at revenue management quickly. And from revenue management, you'll be able to manage your rates and restrictions directly in the PMS. I'm going to go ahead and actually just put in the date range here so we can configure this and show you. You can view this by rates, rate types, and room types. But if we're going to show the rates, we can see all of our different rate plans here. And you'll be able to see your base rates, which are your parent rates, as well as your discount rates. So any rates in the lighter text. Okay, so if we were taking a look at bar, for instance, we can click on bar, expand that out, see all of the room types there. Go in and apply individual pricing if we want, so we can change that, update it, increase it or decrease it by a flat dollar amount or percentage. You can also add different things like restrictions on. So for this particular suite, the Wexford suite, if we maybe wanted to add a 2-night minimum, we can add that in, set, and we can see that a 2-night minimum is applied to the Wexford suite. Or perhaps on Friday, if we want to remove, we actually looks like we have a room type. As you can see here, this two-night minimum applies across all room types. We can actually remove that. Okay, and perhaps we'll do a rate increase. So I'm going to increase my rates by 10% across all those rooms. So I can apply that price, and actually I can do a combination of different days of the week. So if I wanted to do this for every Friday, perhaps for a number of months, I can actually do that. We can set that. It'll apply that pricing increase across all room types, and then that happens across every Friday for the date range that I've applied. So really easy to manage your rate pricing in here, as well as applying or removing restrictions. Those update immediately to your integrated channel managers or CRS systems. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look quickly at housekeeping. From housekeeping, you can manage your worksheets. And so you're able to customize your different cleaning tasks. As you can see here, we have different cleaning types, and then the tasks are listed underneath. As you can see here, we have daily cleanings. Okay, we can go ahead and manage our worksheets. Well, we determine which housekeepers are working for the day. So I can say maybe we have 3 housekeepers working for the day. We've selected our 3. We can go ahead and choose to use our auto assign, which will evenly distribute those tasks out across our housekeepers, as you can see here. We can remove the tasks from the sheet if we maybe want to reassign them somewhere else. We can also drag and drop. So if we need to make these boards a little bit more unique, I can drag these across to the sheets that I need them on. Go ahead and save that, and we can print out traditional sheets if we like, or we can have the housekeepers log in. Each of these users are actual housekeeping users with credentials. So once we've organized our boards, we've saved those, housekeepers can actually log in and see exactly which tasks they've been assigned. So I'm going to simulate that now by going into our room status. Here's where we'll see a complete list of all of our rooms in the hotel, their status. You can see if they're occupied. So some of them are occupied. As you can see, some of them are reservations or rooms that I'm actually occupying. So you can see my little icon there, my little picture. You can see again, like I said, all the rooms. And I'm gonna go ahead and filter this out to show one of our housekeepers for the day. And from here, we'll see exactly the time it takes to complete all the tasks. So we see 8 hours and 10 minutes of the 8-hour and 30-minute shift. We can see exactly which type of cleanings are gonna be happening on this list. And so the housekeeper will be able to come and update the room. So there's an edit. You can just select the room you want, choose a new status. If we're changing to clean, if you have a process that only executive housekeepers have access to inspected, you can do that as well. Everything in the system is permission based. So you can customize permissions according to different user roles. Okay, we can update that to inspected. As well for, let's say, a vacant room, if we have any issues, perhaps we need to update it to update the service status. So I need to put this room out of order. We'll put the date range in here. We want this to return to dirty so that it can be checked once it's back in service. We can say that we're doing maybe some electrical work. Then we can put that out of order. As you can see, everything's color coded again, which seems like a very simple thing to do, which it is, but it really adds a lot of value to really quickly being able to identify the status on a room, being that you can tell exactly which status is identified or connected to which color. Okay. So that's going to be really simple to do. You can also switch this from room mode to tasks to see exactly which tasks are assigned to the different rooms as well. Okay. And there's a print button in case you need to print this out for this amount of rooms or the entire house. If we had this filter cleared, we can clear the filter and just do a printout of everything, all the rooms in house. Let's quickly take a look at financials, and I'm going to go into reports. For financials, we have access to the journal. And so for revenue users, accountants, so on and so forth, this is going to be a great resource to you to be able to take a look at the journal to see your different ledger balances, any activity that's happened across those ledgers, as you can see here. We can also take a look at the revenue for the property based on a date or date range. So you can use the calendar to put in a date range here and see the details on your different charge groups, and then your specific charge codes, and then the detail based off of that charge code, as you can see here. You can see all the postings, details, date and time, invoice numbers, folio, reservation room. That's also reflected for payments, so we can see all the payment details as well here. And this is also a report that can be scheduled. So the journal can be scheduled to go out to you. And I'm just going to go through a couple of these things. I'm not going to go into too much detail in the other financials, but here is an opportunity for you to be able to, of course, track your credit card transactions. We have a full accounts receivable module that allows you to do your handle your corporate clients in case you need to do any direct billing in there. You can do invoices, statements, adjustments, move invoices across, as well as track things like commissions, and also set up auto charge. So we can collect deposits based off of different rules that can be applied to different rates based off of the auto charge setup. Really simple to do, as well as being able to set up auto routing on different profiles like your company profiles and travel agent profiles. With a combination of auto charge, it makes it really simple to check in guests and eliminate issues like over authorization or overcharging your guests based off of prepaid reservations. Okay. Let's go ahead to the report section. Now, report section is unique in the aspect that all the reports can actually generate directly on screen. Great reports. I'm going to do an arrivals report. Let's go ahead and include a couple of options in here to include reservation notes, guest notes, which are your profile notes, and then some actions. We can run that report. Everything goes to an inbox. We save those reports in your inbox for up to 4 days, so you can go back and look at them later. Let's go ahead and also do a comparison report. This is a great manager statistical report. Okay, and we can also do, let's do a forecast. You can also use a search here. So if you're typing this in, you can just type in and it'll pull up all your forecast reports there. So we'll take a look at the forecast, include a couple of options in there, run that, and we'll go to the inbox. Okay, so from the inbox, we can take a look at all our reports that have been generated. Our reports are also going to be accessible to export in a CSV format. So if you do need to open them in Excel, and they are schedulable. So if you do want to schedule these reports to generate automatically, perhaps go to a shared drive like a Google Drive, Dropbox, to your email directly, secure file transfer. We can all of that is possible within our report scheduler. Let's go ahead and take a look at the arrivals report. This report will generate on screen. You can also print it in a PDF format. But as you can see here, we're getting all of our guest details, names, company, group affiliation. You can see packages. If there are any packages or add-ons, those are here as well. As you can see here, my reservation will show my VIP status, how many times I've stayed before, my profile notes. So those are my guest notes. Those are housed directly on my profile, as well as my add-ons. You can see I have my bike rental there. This also includes reservation notes. So if there are any notes in terms of my particular reservation, I'll see that as well. And these are interactive. So if I click on the guest name, it actually takes me to the guest reservation where I can monitor anything, make any changes, and then go back to the report. Okay. So from there, let's go back to the inbox. We can take a look at the comparison report. That's going to be a great report. Like I said, this is a manager statistical, so you're able to get a snapshot of all your hotel stats based off of today, month to date, year to date, last year, and a variance. So these are all my stats: ADR, RevPAR, occupancy, out of order, arrivals. I can also see my revenue here. So all my revenue groupings are here. This is an interactive report as well, so we can use the drop down to see more detail into those individual groups of revenue. And then we can also see that same representation through payments. You can see I can see all my payment details here, as well as my ledger balances. Okay. From there, I have a forecast, so we can take a look at the forecast and see what we're doing in terms of arrivals, departures, occupancy percentage, adults, children, revenue, ADR, and then we get a last year comparison as well. Okay. Everything is totaled on the final page, and this is exportable in CSV. As you can see here with the purple button, that is your export button. Okay. Scheduling reports is also really simple. I'm just going to talk through this, but you can, of course, schedule a number of different reports so that you can customize these based off of different parameters, your scheduling details, and then how you distribute that. Okay. Custom exports will allow hoteliers to customize data exports. So based off of these different data sets, you can actually customize an export based off of guest data. So you can pull all the guest data, choose your custom areas that you want, add different filters, and then of course set up your delivery. Okay. This also includes output selection, so you can choose CSV, XML, JSON, and really get some great data and resources out of this export. Okay, but that's a general overview, as you folks can see, of our PMS. We've gone through all of the modules here, and we'll return back to our dashboard. But if you have any additional questions, please contact us. If you want to see a deeper look at the PMS, we'll be more than happy to do that for you. Let's go ahead and see if we have. All right. We don't have any other details here. I was looking for any questions, but we're all good to go. So thank you folks for joining us today. It's been a pleasure demonstrating the PMS for you. So enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Bye for now.